Hey guys, you lot, welcome back to another episode with Heart Talk with OVA. And guys, before we dive into this episode, like we normally do, I'm just gonna say a short prayer, and I'm gonna go. But before I do that, actually, I have a guest here today, and he's gonna introduce himself. Do you mind to introduce yourself to the
Yeah.
people?
Which camera? This one?
That's yeah,
How's it
that's
going,
it.
everyone? My name's Enticement, and I'm an artist from Cork. I make hip hop. I make all the music, some kind of alternative rock music. Yeah, it's great to be here today. Thank you very much for having me.
I'm glad you're here. And do you wanna leave maybe your music platform
Oh
or
yeah,
Instagram and
yeah. Instagram, it's Enticement with three. It's either two or three underscores, and Spotify is just Enticement, and TikTok as well is Enticement as well. Everything is Enticement, so you can find my music and my socials just by using that. So yeah, thanks.
yeah, so that's a very quick intro, and I'm just gonna say a quick prayer. Like normally on this show, I would just say a quick prayer before we dive into the question of today. Yeah, you ready?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll say the. Oh, do you want to say the prayer, or do I just say the
No, you
prayer?
can go for it.
Okay, so Heavenly Father, King of Glory, thank you for the life of every individuals in this room. Thank you for the grace that we thank you for the grace that we are enjoying. Thank you for your conditional love. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you, Jesus. So we acknowledge you today, and as we are about to proceed into today's episode, we pray that you be here with us, and whatever we say today make impact in the life of the people that are gonna see this episode. Amen. Amen. So my first question, I'm not gonna I'm gonna start from the easier one. So yeah, so like my show is about mental health and reality of life and stuff like that. So just be yourself. Just answer the questions how you relate with it. Um, okay. My first question would be: we all have regrets. We cannot change it, but what can we change?
What can we change? Do you mean in the sense of what we can do going forward to
Yeah,
avoid regrets?
yeah.
I think leave everything out there. Leave everything out there, and I feel like it's always better to regret something you did do than something you didn't do. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than a what if. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing worse than what if. Like if you have that feeling that you want to go for something and you feel like you might regret it afterwards, 9 times out of 10, I feel like you're better off to try it, and you're better off to regret doing it than regret not doing it. I feel like because, like I said, there's nothing worse than a what if.
That's a very good one. I don't really have a lot to say. I think he answered the question, but I'm just gonna say that whatever regret you have, it's a lesson, and just leave it in the past and move forward. Because people die every day, and if
Mm.
people could come back, like literally, if they're given another chance to live again, they would just ignore maybe the things that for example, they said people who commit suicide, like half of the time when their life is been taken, they probably will regret it. But if they have a chance to come back and not do that, they probably will want to leave everything behind and hope for a better future. So yeah, I think we're still here. So regrets, we're gonna have so many, but we just can't dwell on that. So
Yeah,
what do you think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Regret, even like it's part of life too.
Mm.
And as you said there, it's a lesson as well.
Mhm.
It's something to use going forward too. You know,
Mhm.
so you can view them as losses, or you can learn from them as well. So not every regret is a bad thing as well,
Mhm.
as long as you use that to shape the future and you use it to change your approach to things going forward as well. It can be a very good thing.
Good thing. Yeah. That's a good one. And another question is, as a guy that you hire, when you're going through hard times, I know like I've said this before as well, like men intend to like isolate their thoughts and like men think their life is like way other, and the women are more like the society listen to women more and take women more seriously than they would take men. when you're dealing as a man now, because I know there's going to be some men out there that want to get from your view, how do you how do you keep going when you feel low, and what motivates you, what lifts your spirits?
Oh man, a lot of things, like a lot of things. I think that if I'm going through some like hard times or anything like that, good music for me, good music that I relate to. Like it doesn't matter if I'm like sad about something. It doesn't matter if it's sad music like
Mm-hmm.
that. Some people say like the sad music will make you feel worse, but like if it's lyrics that you can relate to and that relate to your situation, that always works for me. You know, artists that artists that I relate to and situations that they talk about in the songs that I relate to.
Mm-hmm.
I always find that works for me. Reaching out as well,
Mm-hmm.
knowing people in your circle that you can reach out to, and that you know having people that you know aren't going to judge you,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just one person. Like
Perfect.
if you have one person, you're lucky to have that one person. You
Yeah,
know, like if you can, you know, like most people, like I could count my like real friends on one hand. Do you know what I mean?
that's true.
Like having good people around
Yeah.
that. Well, maybe not one hand, maybe like two hands. You know what I mean? I could probably
Yeah,
count my good
I
friends
think
on.
I kind of get what you're trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of people just call everyone besties or like
Mm.
call everyone friends. Like, you could, like, you could know a lot of people and you could still be like, like you acquaintances. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a difference between going out party friends
Mm.
and real life stuff like
Yeah.
friendship kind of. So
Facts.
I think I get what you're trying to say because a lot of people just be like, oh, you're my bestie, but the sacrifice and the real hard dot growth, a lot of people don't know how to have the discernment to connect with the discernment to have a friend that is like, like, because I feel like has like we're adults, right? And we as we're growing, we all don't have the same friendship that we like. Your friendship don't follow you. Like
Mm.
some people, fine, they might maybe grew up together in the same neighborhood or they know each other since when they were young. And but what I'm trying to say is that life have a way of I don't want to say divide, separates you, but you're not separated because um you could get married now, you be gone, focus on your family and everything like that, or you could move to a different country. But what I'm trying to say is that real friendship is in the heart. It doesn't matter if I don't see you every day and stuff, as long as when you're not feeling good and they're able to be there for you and they have the international understanding to help you emotionally and advise you, right? I think I that's another
Yeah.
thing because a lot of people would be like, I have friends, and when life gets, there's a time that life will get really hard. If you feel alone when life is hard for you and you have friends, you don't have friends.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And as you said there yourself, like people are very quick to call people bestie
Mm-hmm.
and this and that. Like, but like you also mentioned about like people that have party friends and then real friends, and it's
Mm-hmm.
cool. It's great to have party friends, to have like a wide circle that
Mm-hmm.
you can go out with and have the crack with and have a good time with, all that good stuff. But as long as you know that they're your party friends, or as long as you know that they're like your going out
Yeah,
friends,
there's
you
a
know what I mean?
category like, because I like you're right because it's like there's a category to this. Like what I can tell you, I might not tell King. Do you get what I mean? Because it's not because you're a bad person. Half of the time, do you have like the understanding of what I'm telling you? Are you? How do you relate with it? How are you able to interpret it?
Mm.
Do you get what I mean?
And you have to know that you can trust those people too.
Yeah,
You know.
because you could be talking to somebody about something, and then before you know, they would just switch to talking about themselves.
Mm. Or tell other people.
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm telling you this. Excuse me, I don't know I'm cold. I'm telling you this because I feel like you're somebody I can talk to, and it's good to have to listen. Like let's say I'm telling you something and like I'm crying or I'm sad or even though I'm not crying, it's good to listen to the person and encourage them than, oh yeah, also yeah, me too. You know, those kind of energy is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
It's like, what's the point of telling you?
Mm.
Like, you know.
Yeah. Another thing as
Yeah.
well, like a lot of people, like if you tell someone it's not a real friend, if you confide in them, a lot of people are glad that you have problems too. You know what I mean? Because it makes them feel less alone. Do you know?
Can you excuse me? Can you expand on that?
Yeah, like do you know, like there's a lot of like weird people, like it's like evil eye. You know what I mean? Like you have to be careful who you tell these problems to because a lot of people, like a high percentage of people, either don't care or they're glad you have the problems in the first place. You know? Because like people are weird. Like people are really really weird, and people love to see other people down too. Like so, you have to be careful
Careful.
who you
That's true.
confide in, like, and know that you can trust these people.
That's true. Do you think that trust? How do we learn to trust people? Like, can people really be trusted?
To a limit, yeah, to a limit.
Yeah.
There always is a limit, I think, with
Yeah.
everyone, with everyone. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because why I'm asking is that, okay, fine, you're my person. I'm not gonna betray you and stuff like that. Or like, if you tell me stuff, it's not like I'm gonna be going about telling people about it. But you know, people that you haven't maybe seen in like 10, 15 years, and you know, they know about you and you don't talk anymore. Would you trust them to know that, okay, whatever you've told them in the past, they haven't shared with somebody else?
if I had told them this stuff 10 years ago
Yeah.
and we haven't spoken
Yeah.
in how long?
Like maybe about 10 years or something, 5, 7.
Yeah,
More like, would you still
it,
trust them that, oh, even though you're not besties anymore,
and did
like
we fall out or did we just drift?
fall out?
Oh,
Would you still like feel like maybe, like you said, some people are weird. Like they might spread rumors about you, and then also have evidence in terms of what you've told them before, just to get at you.
yeah, yeah. If you yeah,
Would you still be friends? Okay, let me put it this way: would you still be friend with a friend that you've known 5, 10 years ago, but you've not seen each other for 5 years? Would you still be friend with such person, even though you even though it's not from like, okay, let's say you didn't fight or anything, you just maybe you move country. Would you still trust them? Would you still be friends with them?
we can still be friends. It's not going to be the same. It depends your friendship with the
Yeah,
person before they leave.
that's
Do you know what
true.
I mean? Like, let's just say if it was someone that I was like really good for, like best friends with, and then they moved country.
Yeah.
There was no falling out. They just moved country.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I would still trust them because there was no reason for me not to. Do you know what I mean? There was no falling out. There was nothing. They haven't done
Yeah.
anything to me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit
But
different.
like you wouldn't trust them with your new update, like your life update and new, because people are like, how have you been? What have you been up to and stuff like that? Would you still be opening up about things, and or would you just keep it to a limit?
If it was one of my best friends, that I would still open up to them.
Okay.
If they had moved country, then I would, yeah. But if it was
For
someone,
me, I don't think
yeah.
I would.
If it was your best friend, if he or she
No,
moved,
it
you,
depends if we do communicate. Let's say you guys do communicate when they've been gone for 5 years, right?
yeah,
Let's say we do communicate with like the distance, right? But we do communicate. That's a different thing. But we do not communicate at all. And we just finally met after 15, 10 years. And we've never been in touch.
oh, that's different. Yeah,
Yeah,
then
you
no.
won't do that, right?
No, no,
Yeah, I
no,
think that's what I was
no.
trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, because like they're completely different. They knew. Okay, let me just go to the next question. Okay. So what do you think steals our peace most of the time as humans? What do you think steals our peace?
Steals our peace.
Mm.
Phones.
Phones.
Mobile phones, yeah. Social
Yeah.
media. Social media has ruined a lot of people's lives. Like if you're talking about peace, then yeah. Yeah, like overconsumption of content via social media has just. Am I allowed to swear?
No, don't swear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, has just ruined people's lives. Like, do you know what I mean? People get way too immersed in it, like, and it leads to like feeling like other people have better lives than you, or like even if it's like an ex.
Comparison.
That people,
Yeah.
comparison,
Yeah.
comparison, or people like, you know, like if they have an ex, they're like constantly checking their ex's page, see what they're up to,
Stalking.
yeah, just all this weird stuff. Like, so that 100% steals people's peace in this generation.
What would you say about mindset as well? Like,
In what sense?
in you just said social media, right? Also, like, it's kind of linked to it, but would you say like the way you think as well can steal your peace? Like, like overthinkers.
Mm.
Do you think sometimes we kind of like so hard on ourselves and we're just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like our mindset can steal our peace as well, because if you're not very like, let's say for example, let me use this. You went for a job interview, right? Okay, you finish your interview and everything there. You're like, thanks for coming. And check and you are off the door. They see you to the door. You left. And you got in your car and you're like, oh my God, are they going to call me back? Oh my God, am I going to get it? Like, I feel like the way we think about things, our mindset towards something it means a lot on our peace. Like,
Yeah.
you get what I mean? For example, the social media thing, you're stalking somebody because you don't have peace, because your mindset is constantly like, oh my God, what are they up to? What are they doing without me and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
feel like our mindset is very powerful. It's like, okay, if you want to do something, you're taking a risk. Your mind is telling you that there's a possibility it's gonna happen and there's a possibility it's not gonna happen. So your mindset is literally deliberate in like deciding. So if you now finally use your mindset to say, you know what, I'm gonna go for that show because I see lights at the end of my tunnel, and then you have a positive mindset. There's, even though you're not too sure if that thing is gonna be positive or like come out really good, but you're just positive minded and your mindset is just great, and how you see things or how you view things and how you let your mind interpret it, and then you could go for that stuff because your mindset is good. There's a possibility you're gonna actually make it out and actually get what you go for. But if your mindset from the beginning, it's already like, oh, they're not gonna take me for that job, the interview, they won't take me, or like, oh, the show, how many people are gonna be there? They're probably not gonna get a ticket or whatever. But you don't know. You still have to try. It depends on your mindset. Your mindset, oh my God, I'm such a weirdo, or like I'm of no good. Like, who would want to go out with a girl like me or a guy like me? Like, whatever I've got to bring to the table. Your mindset is very important. You have to speak power into your own life. How you see yourself, it's very important that you change your mindset to a positive way, because if you're always thinking negative or you're not seeing things in a good spot, everything around you is not going to work well, because you're not, for example, nature. If your mindset is like, oh my God, today is a beautiful day, you're not doing anything and you go out for a walk, your mindset is towards you being healthy and getting fresh air. You understand? But if you're just indoor, like, I'm depressed, I'm just going to stay indoor, then you keep on being depressed. But how you see, like, every single day is beautiful, it's your mindset. And let's say today is beautiful, and then your mindset said today is not beautiful. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
It's like, okay, okay, for example, let's just say today is not even beautiful, and your mind said, oh, today is beautiful. Today is beautiful. It's like basically what you think. I don't know. This is my own point of view. I might be wrong. I'm just saying, like, what you think, your mindset is very powerful, and you have to make it for yourself, because I think life is how you make it. Fine, life can be really, really hard, so you can't be hard on yourself. Life is already hard, and if your mindset is not good, then you're gonna be mixed up, because life is hard already. So you have to have the mindset of putting yourself in a zone that is at peace.
You have to show appreciation as well, I think, for what you
Yeah.
have, There's a lot of people way worse off who would give anything to have your position now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like, like, it's easy, even myself, like, do you know what I mean? It's easy sometimes for me for like a minor inconvenience to happen, and for me to sometimes view that as a major inconvenience, and like, and be like, oh, my life is so this or that, or I hate my life,
Mm-hmm.
but like, or like my life is so hard, but like in the grand scheme of things, like look at all the kids every day sick in hospital. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're the ones who have hard lives, like not me. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And if you
Mm-hmm.
a bit of perspective sometimes can go a long way too.
Mm-hmm.
Like not to invalidate, not that because someone else has it worse off, not that makes your situation any better, but like also, like I said, the perspective of things could always be a lot worse.
Mm.
You know, um, yeah, yeah. No matter how bad things are, things could always get worse. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
So
true.
you
You're
know,
right.
to look around and see what you do have as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
very easy for us to focus on what we don't have, but when you look around and see what you do have, that that can that works.
That's true. Like, oh my God, that's spot on. Well done.
Thanks.
Because that's actually so cool. Because you're so right. Because yeah, because we like from what you said is like as humans, we always quick to forget.
Mm,
And moving on and complaining again. And like you said, somebody will want to have the spots that we've already like achieved, and we're still like, oh, we want more and stuff like that. Yeah, that's good. Like, yeah, mindset is very important and it's powerful because it's like with your mindset, you either be great or be a loser. Because because if you're not very determined and know who you are and your mindset is not of a good, like is not good, then everything will pull you down. Because majority of people that you think they're all that get closer, like they're not actually all that,
mm,
in terms of like social media. It's just what we see from the screen. It's not the reality.
yeah,
It's not like
just the highlight of someone
yeah,
else's
it's just,
life.
yeah. So do not live your life based on what you see on social media because it's beautiful there, but there's still reality of life that we need to face. So now we are all on a different paths in this life. So you have to walk your paths with your mindset, your foundation. Work from your foundation using your mindset. And if you know that your mindset is not fully right, you can start a journey, a healthy journey for yourself, starting from your foundation. Because foundation is where you can discover a lot of the truth about yourself and how you can maneuver and take it from there. Let's move on. Shall we? um how can we help each other to multiply in a committed relationship?
How can we help each other to what in a
How
committed
can
relationship?
we help each other to multiply in a committed relationship?
To multiply in a committed relationship.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like let's say you have a girl and then obviously you guys are like committed, like you're living together, you're married or she's your fiancé. Like how do you help each other to multiply?
How do you mean multiply? As
Like
in,
okay, you plan a future together or like you're married.
yeah.
How do you help yourself to multiply in your relationship?
As in for the relationship to progress.
To progress and also to live as couples or husband, how do you help yourself to multiply? What do you bring? I don't want to say what do you bring to the table. What does she bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? What are the goals that needs to be set in place for you? Because love is sweet, but with money and financial stability and stuff, it's sweeter. So how do you go about it? Because there's no money, what's gonna happen?
If there's no money.
Like it's just an example.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. I don't
Mm.
know.
No, you
Like
do know. It's
I
probably
don't
the way
know.
I'm saying it. Okay,
Maybe
cool.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
like I'm 22. I'm not really thinking about marriage right now. I don't know what I would
Yeah,
do.
let's say like you okay, fine, maybe wrong question for you, cool. Okay, but okay, we can just say it quickly. But let's just say you have a fiance, right? And then you're planning life together.
Mm.
What are the things you put in place for both of you?
Oh man, yeah, it would have to be things would have to be like secure, like, you know,
Yeah.
proper secure
Mhm.
house,
Mhm.
jobs, like proper jobs, um, all that stuff, like
Yeah.
mainly house, job, car.
Car. Yeah.
Yeah.
That car. You know how I'm not judging anybody, right? But I don't understand how people have kids without a car.
Mm.
And getting those kids on the bus is like, I don't like that. No shade, but no.
Yeah. My mom still can't drive, and like she never drove,
But I
and
mean, like, if
no,
mom
it was
can drive,
awkward.
dad should be able to drive. Or
Yeah, my dad drives.
yeah,
My mom never drove, but it was awkward. You know, it was awkward trying to do things with her, or
yeah,
when she'd be trying to take me places. You know, on the bus and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It was
I'm
just
not
awkward.
judging. I'm just
Oh
saying,
no,
like,
no, yeah, no, I agree,
yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. It's definitely awkward. Like, it's definitely awkward to have kids and not have a mode of transport. You know,
yeah,
like that. I always found it awkward when I was like a child. Like, you know, trying to
yeah,
go places like and stuff. You
yeah.
know.
I know, cause before the car, whatever, like I always walk and everything, get on the bus and,
Mm,
but I'm just saying, like, if you're married, like, obviously you don't necessarily have to have everything in order yet,
yeah.
but the basic things should be like set straight, like, at least you're looking forward to maybe do your, like, maybe you can drive, the wife can drive or the girl can drive, and then you can teach each other, you can multiply by teaching each other, and your household income, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you help each other to multiply. Like, some people are like full-time housewife, like the husband goes to work and the
Yeah.
wife look after the. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, each
Yeah.
to their own. What do you think about that? Like, the man goes to work. Some men don't have a problem with that, but I'm just saying, like, um how does that contribute? Like, okay, fine, the woman's contributing by looking after the children and making sure they're good and they're well fed and everything like that. But I always think, if a woman does not have a side job, right, that she's doing when she's at home, what if the husband one day got tired of working or lost his job? What's gonna happen?
Financial ruin is gonna happen.
Yeah, I always think that. It's not like, because they might come for me now. I'm not judging. If you want to be a full time housewife, you can. But I'm just saying, like, what do you also contribute? What do you give back to the household? I know, like, you're a woman. You've carried a child for 9 months. It's a huge sacrifice, and you're looking after the children, and it's a work on its own as well. But what other financial thing? So for me, I think, even though you want to be a full housewife, you should have a side also.
What kind of side hustle?
Like, that's what I mean by multiply. What skills do you have? Because some people would actually maybe be in the house and sew clothes, or like sell um clothes, or sell hair. Like, some people can make wig.
Mm.
Some people can design stuff and have a website where they can sell it and stuff. Or some people, there's a lot of skills like you can learn. So what I'm trying to say is, as a woman, even though you're full time housewife, let's say unless your husband is a billionaire, he has money, don't worry, enjoy you. But I'm just saying, like, regardless, like, a woman should have something to give back to the household as well. I know you're looking after the children and everything, but also, like, I feel like the man carrying everything and you're just there making babies. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say making babies.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you think?
Yeah.
'Cause
I don't.
as a man, what would you
Mm.
like? Would you? Because some men really would. They don't mind if their wife is full time. They just want you to stay home and look pretty.
Mm.
But life does happen. So what's gonna, like? You get what I mean?
Yeah. No. I hear you. I hear you. I think if that's what they want to do, like, that's what they want to do. There's pros and cons to it. Like, there's a lot of stay-at-home moms out there who are killing it and keep killing it. You know.
Keep killing it.
Yeah. For real. For real. For real.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing great, you know. They're doing great.
Yeah.
And that's what works for them. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
works for them.
true.
I think every family is different as well.
That's true.
Every family's different.
Yeah.
You know, that, like,
But I also
yeah.
believe that like, you're right. But I also believe that, but maybe because maybe I'm actually talking for my own kind of person, because
Yeah.
I was always believing, like, I don't want my husband to do everything.
Yeah, you're self-sufficient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking, they probably will come for me, but I just feel like because sometimes your man might not have enough, and you should be able to assist him. But
It's
if you can't,
partnership as
yeah,
well,
partnership and
yeah.
multiply. But
Yeah.
if you can't not do that, I feel like it's just have something else you're doing. Maybe cooking from home and selling online, or just have something as a woman. Like being full time housewife is not a sin, but just doing that every day. I just wonder, do they get bored? I know, like looking after the children is a lot as well. You get what I
That's
mean?
a
But
full-time job in
yeah, it's a
itself, you
full
know.
time job. I know, but like I just feel like, well, if your husband is able to enjoy, let me not talk about it before they come for me. But yeah,
Yeah, I think it depends what works, what
yeah,
works. Like the woman staying at home and being a
yeah,
housewife, that is a partnership too, because it takes a lot, like it takes a hell of a lot to raise like a kid or multiple kids at home, and to stay at home. It takes a lot, like, so
yeah.
yeah, shout out to them as well.
Shout out to them
Shout out to the moms out there.
because now I'm like the bad person now because because me I was just like no, but
No.
like I'm not judging anyone. It's just what I think. Okay, how can we help ourselves master each season?
Each seasons. Could you explain a bit more?
Basically, okay, okay. We have we have 12 months in a year, right? So how can we, like, in between that January to December, right? There's always like time whereby life is very shaky.
Yeah.
So how do we help ourselves to manage from January to December? How do we set our goals towards our storm?
Yeah, I think what works for me anyway is taking little steps towards a bigger goal. Like if you just go at it like like crazy and you're just thinking about the end result, then you're not going to enjoy it. Like it was like I saw a video the other day, and it was like if you were going on a hike and someone said to you, if you were about to go on a hike and someone said to you, you can skip the whole hike and you will just magically appear at the top of the mountain, you would say no, because the hike, climbing the mountain, is the part that's enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? So that kind of like shows that, like, enjoy the process. Do you know what I mean? Like when you think of a hike, yeah, it's hard. You're climbing up the hill. It's tough going, but like it's the journey that makes the end result worth it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone said to you, you don't have to climb the hill, you'll just magically appear at the top of the mountain, you would say no, because the fun part is climbing the mountain. The fun part is the process. Do you know what I mean? So it's important to enjoy the process as well. I know it can be hard, but that's what I mean when I say, like, set little goals one by one, and then because they all add up, like they all add up to something really, really big.
Correct. That's correct. Yeah. That's perfect. That's brilliant. That's, yeah. Just set your mind on positivity towards it as well, and just help and be hopeful, and yeah, just
Yeah,
because you can always have every day to be good. There's always
yeah,
gonna be some day that that is not good, but that doesn't mean it's not gonna go away.
yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you describe your mental health?
My mental health.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. It really depends. It depends on what's going on. Like I change every day. I change every day. Like some days are rough, like, and then some days like everything's going good. It really, I fluctuate a lot. It's hard. I don't think I can even give a number out of 1 to 10, because like things just change every day. My mood changes a lot. That's
And
just,
what
yeah.
would you think? What would you say? Like, what would how would you? I don't even know how to say it. Like, because like I kind of feel like I can relate to what you're saying. It's like this minute you could be so happy, and that minute you just like, oh my god, and you're sad again, and maybe your mood just switch or something triggers you and stuff like that. Would you say what would you say is the beginning? What would you say is the foundation of this? Like,
I don't know. I
yeah,
think
you don't have to share
yeah.
anything personal, but it's just to help somebody, because there's some people who are going through homelessness right now, and and they don't. A lot of people, majority of people are from good home and maybe trauma, and they lost their way of friendship, and they lost their way, and they're just on the wrong path again, even though they want to be better, they want to be great, and they just can't find their way back.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Like I'm not sure, it's a tough one, like
Yeah,
there's different circumstances for
different
everyone,
people.
different people, and
Yeah.
different things that are still going
So
on. And
what would you say help you to move on quickly? I know you said music the other time, but like, are there days whereby you feel like you're just tired, and you just maybe isolate your mind, and what helps you to bounce quickly, and how long does it take you to come back up? Because a lot of people, with them, it's job. Once
yeah,
they're gone to job, they're busy, distract their minds
yeah,
and stuff, and the pain still never goes away, comes back.
mm.
But what do you think we can change? What do you think can help?
I think to
You don't have
not
to have
do
an
it.
answer,
Yeah,
but like, I don't know.
I think not try not to dwell on things that you can't change, things that are out of your control. And like I know that's something that I do a lot. Like I do that a lot. Like I'll get like down about stuff that like would have happened in my childhood or whatever, or growing up and stuff like that. Stuff entirely out of my control, but that stuff, like carrying that stuff on into my adult life, and that's just human psychology as well. Like this stuff is going to affect you in your later years, but also try not to like beat myself up over it, because stuff that was entirely out of my control. Do you know what I mean?
Perfect.
Not to say that like, I have an awful life or anything,
Yeah.
because I don't at
Yeah,
all.
no, like, we're
But
just
like,
talking, like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
like, yeah, it's very
yeah.
easy for me anyway to like dwell on bad stuff, or not even bad stuff, but just stuff that was out of my control, and that's definitely something that I struggle with, and like that can lead me to spiral then for like it could be like an hour, it could be a minute, it could be a week, you know what I mean? But there's always light at the end of the tunnel, but when you're going through that tunnel, it's hard to see the light at the end sometimes. Yeah, yeah,
That's a good one. Okay, it's just because with time, we have to hurry up. But like, that's a very good one. I don't mean to go into your personal life. I'm just asking because like I can relate with you with what you're saying, because half of the time, like, I know, like, we all kind of go through it sometimes, and sometimes you isolate yourself and you don't even want to be around people, or even like, that, like, sometimes you feel like you lose your spark.
yeah,
Like, it's like it gets to everybody. So and I know, like, there's gonna be people that probably in the same boat right now, but like we said, there's always gonna be light at the end of the tunnel, and everything is gonna be good. And all you have to do is change your mindset and have a good positive path towards your journey, and always know that you are in this journey with yourself. Like, although family will care, your mom and your dad, families, your siblings will care, but they can't help you to carry your burden all the time. And that is why a lot of time when we see each ourselves in the mirror, we question, who is this? What's your purpose? And how can I be great? How can I make my family, more proud of me? It's not like they're not proud, but like, how could you help your family? How could you, like, what can you do to be better? And it's okay to have all of those questions, but never ever beat yourself up too much. Like he said, what you cannot control, you can't beat yourself up, and just take it one just take it slowly, one thing at a time, and then you will get there. Because I tell you, not a lot of people have it figured out yet. Everyone is still trying to figure it out. I tell you, like, and I feel like as we are growing, we are learning every single day, And every experience that we have is a lesson that you have to take from it. And also remember, not everybody's gonna like you, and it's okay. Your home people would like it for you and be there. And also, if anybody want to walk out of your life, let them go. They're not. They were there for a season, and it's not like you will not survive. You will survive. You just have to put your head high and know that you're here for a reason and get it.
And don't be afraid to seek help as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, don't, like, always speak to professionals if you need to, and like a friend that you trust, that you know they can always be there, always, or family members that can help you. Always get help. Please don't isolate yourself. And it's so easy to get lost, but it's not easy to come back clean again. But you could come back clean, but it's once you're lost, like, it takes a while to
Yeah.
be motivated.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
always can come back though.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to seek help, reach out. There's a lot of people that do care, that will help you. You'd be surprised how many people do actually care about you. And yeah, it's hard to come back, but it's always, always doable.
Yeah, it's doable. And so yeah. So we're gonna go to the next one before we round up. So how how can we identify the most active season of our life?
How can we
Identify the most active seasons. My question's really so bad.
No, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great. I'm having a great time.
Okay. How can we identify the most active season of our lives?
How do you mean the most active? Like the most...
Like, let's say, for example, there's a season whereby you used to have 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Now you're in this season whereby you just lost 3 jobs and you can't pay your rent, and then you have to, like, you're literally like a change of circle, not circle, a change of life switch on you. Excuse me. So you don't get it.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Like, how do you identify that? You identify that by knowing that you're in this season, and you know that, okay, this is not where I used to be. Why am I here? And so what do you hold on to? I feel like my question is so confusing. I'm sorry.
I get you. Yeah, you can look at what was going on in your life then that was good, that was good, and that was improving it. Yeah. And even though, yeah.
And then, what should we hold on to? Because I said hope.
Yeah, hope, and just that same drive that you had whenever it was, and like, your mindset, as you were saying as well. You were talking about mindset earlier.
Yeah.
Your mindset, that same drive, and just try to keep that vibe going. Like, you're never going to be able to go back and take that, but you can incorporate aspects of that into whatever it is that's going on now, and use that to drive forward.
Yeah.
And learn from it.
Learn from it, and like he said, learn from it. That it's a lesson. So next time when you're back again, you know how to manage, and you know what you've, like, that, okay, you've done this before, let's not go to this route again because it might lead to this. Do you understand? So you become better. So it's a lesson. And so stay hopeful and keep your mindset straight. Because we have to go. Okay, what is the difference between destination and a journey?
Destination is a journey.
What's the difference between destination and a journey?
I think the destination is the end result, but it's easy to get lost and not reach the destination when the destination is all you have in your mind.
Expand. Give us the lesson.
Yeah, let's just say, like, the journey is what gets you there. And a lot of times that can be overlooked. It's very easy to overlook that and think I want the end result, but it's the perseverance that will get you there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's the difference. The journey is everything that you're putting in every day, what you're going through mentally, physically, emotionally, everything like that. All the work you're putting in, whatever the goal is, like, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. It can be anything. Yeah, and that's the journey. That's the journey, but it's important to enjoy the journey as well and take it all in, because that's what's getting you the end result. Like, that's what's helping you in the long run. And then the destination is the combination of all the work you've put in. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I would say the difference is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I
What about
think
you?
I agree with you. I think that, destination is like you already know, kind of in a way know like where you're gonna head it, like where you're headed. And the journey is like you're in the journey, you don't even know where you're headed. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. So you're just doing it afraid and you're risking a lot of things to get there. So it's like tomorrow now you're making your music, you enjoy making music. Tomorrow you don't know what your journey is. You don't know where your destination is. Tomorrow now you might just end up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You get what I
Hopefully.
mean? Amen.
Hopefully. That's the goal. That's the goal.
You get what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I feel like we should just kind of like go towards our own journey and don't compare other people's journey as the same as yours.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because like to some is given and to some is not. Like some people like they have family inheritance and like or maybe generational wealth,
Yeah.
and then you don't have that, and so you can't compare yourself with somebody who mom or dad would do something for, or uncles and auntie would, and compared to you who gets it all by yourself. So you have to focus on your own way and your journey, and your destination is basically when you get there. It's kind of like you give yourself an accolades and give thanks to God as well. Like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
did it and I got here, because half of the time when we're starting a journey, we don't know where we're gonna head it. Fine, but the truth is, I'm a Christian, right? Like when we're starting anything or whatever we want to do, we are supposed to plan it with God, involve God in our plan, and then put God through. So let's say you start in January, you say, Father Lord, 2024 was gone and 2025 now, this is my January. Father Lord, I want a promotion in my job, or I want this, I want good health, I want you to heal my grandmother, or like do this, or Father Lord, I have a request, I want you to heal people with cancer, or let the like just different thing you ask God take that into consideration. And at the end of the year you can testify like, oh wow, like even though you know that you have faith that God is faithful, but at the same time like you don't know the end results. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You're basically waiting. So like start your journey by yourself and use the people around you, use whatever that is able to use. When I said by yourself, meaning your own determination, because if you're determined, there are really people out there who are ready to see how driven you are to help and assist you in achieving your goals. If you want to go back to school, there's always a cost to take. If you want to get a job, there's always a cost to take to be able to get that certificate, that job. And also never look down on yourself. You're more than capable of anything that you place your mind on. The only people who are not capable of anything are the people in the morgue right now. The people who are dead and lying there lifeless. They cannot do anything else. So you are alive. You have hair, you're breathing hair, you're waking up every single day. It's another day to restart and to refocus and to start all over again. Do not give up on yourself and do not lose yourself, because when you lose yourself, is when you lose everything, because it's yourself that you have to carry on, because your friend might be like, oh, it's gonna be okay, and encouraging you, but if you've lost yourself, everything they're saying to you is just coming from one ear and going out from the next. So always have a good path to your direction. Anyone that is not, adding benefit to your life, or they're not being good to your life, get rid of them. You're not being a bad person. You're putting yourself first. And there's nothing wrong in putting yourself first, because if you don't, you learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
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 What
And
do you
don't.
think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And like, don't compare yourself to other people as well. You know, like the only person you should be better than is the person you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Strive to be a better version of yourself, not to be better than someone else, because it's so easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to other people and what
Yeah.
they've got going on. And like, it could be something like you could be, let's just say there now, like me doing music, I could be comparing myself to someone else who has like, I don't know, 5 million monthly listeners. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, don't compare your chapter 5 to someone else's chapter 30.
Perfect.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And I was gonna say as well, like give the kindness that you're giving to other people, give it to yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
give it to yourself. And there's this trend on TikTok like, oh, I probably need a hug, but I went for a walk, but I do this, I do that.
Yeah.
You've seen that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, give a little bit of kindness to yourself. Today's like, we're still here today, the 10th, but before you know today's finished, is another day again. So there's no time to waste time. We like you're gonna be a new age every year, and then you're getting like to before you know you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s. Like that's when you realize that people come and go and they're there for a season. So don't have expectations and don't determine your life focus on other people. Be there for people. Be encouraged. Be I've been my English today. Just be encouraging, but do not just focus on life based on them. Help them. Be there and also focus on your part and give kindness to yourself and also do not dismiss yourself anyway. So
Yeah,
I
you
think
should be treating yourself as someone you care about. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah,
treat yourself the way you would treat your friends. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Be kind to yourself.
yeah. Last question before we go. Do you think marriage is for this generation?
Do I think marriage is for this
I know
generation?
you're just 22. I mean, you've been speaking very wise today.
Appreciate
So,
that. You too.
and it's not like you're married. I'm not married as well, but like if you're looking, not everybody wants to get married, but what do you think in that aspect? Do
Do
you
I think
think
marriage
marriage?
is? Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
do have faith in this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I used to think that, our generation is so lost and marriage is not for us because we can't figure each other out. But after a while, I have a rethink of mindset. Like, actually, it depends on who you're gonna get married to. It depends
Yeah.
on where they're coming from. It depends on if you align together. And for example, I'm a Christian, I pray, and she's a Christian, she pray. She has a journey, I have my journey, and then in the Christian life, our journey collapse together.
Yeah.
We are able to know, okay, the routine, I know the routine. So it's different from somebody that is still out in the world. I'm not judging people and that is still using maybe Cardi B as a role model. I'm not saying Cardi B is not somebody's role model, but like trying
Cardi B.
could be
Oh,
like
yeah.
for example, I don't cook, I don't clean and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're still not into reality that when you're married, it's not like you're obligated, but you're kind of like obligated to look after your husband and your family. Do you get what I
And
mean?
how do you mean look after your husband then? That's
Like for
interesting.
example, you know, like for example, as an African woman that I am, right? Okay, let's say you want to split bills for me. Let's say you're doing 50-50, then don't be expecting me to come back from work and cook.
Mm.
You get me?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's say I'm doing 50, you're doing maybe 70 or 60 something. I will still like, it's not like I want you to starve, but don't look for that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the same, but and I also believe that as a woman I have my role to play in the household. In
Yeah,
the
okay.
house, like making sure the bed sheet is done, the kitchen is clean, the house is neat. That doesn't mean my husband is gonna sit there, but as a woman, I'm still able to do those things and also cook nice meal that you like, and also on bed, like obviously not say no. Like I could say no, but not like because in the Bible said like when you're married you're one, so you can't really say no. Like you can't deprive your husband of sex or your woman of sex. So just like maybe it's just the way I am. I don't know, but like you just have to look
Yeah.
after your husband and your husband look after you. Like it has to be both ways, but at the same time, as a woman, you still have your role to play.
What if your man wants to cook for you?
Yeah, you can then cook for me. Like
What if he wants to cook for you every day? Let's
if
say
you
he's-
want, well, if he wants to cook for me every day, I don't mind that if that's what he wants to do. But I will also would love to also cook for him. There's gonna be a problem if he wants to cook for me and not let me cook for him. You understand? But I just don't want to be the only one sitting there or lying there getting breakfast in bed. How about him? He deserves the same thing. It's not like I'm not trying to say like I'm gonna be like all this giving the food my master, my husband. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my point is, because some people like they're married, right? They're both working fair, but like if I'm off from work, right? I should cook. I should be able to cook nice meal. Okay, we don't cook all the time. We can eat out sometime, but I think I should still be able to cook nice meal when I'm off,
Yeah.
when I'm not working and my husband is out.
And what about when you're working and your husband's at home?
Well, when I'm working,
Would you
my
want him to
husband
cook
is
for you?
no, my husband also will love me and won't want me to come back home to stress to cook. He would have cooked for me, or
Yeah.
better still, let's go out to eat or order food. But what I'm trying to say is, there are also some women that who would not do this. Like
Yeah.
the husband would be gone and they just wouldn't. They just would be, just the way their husband left them is how they're gonna meet them. I'm just saying that it's not nice. Just because if you make your own very welcoming for both of yourself, that's
Yeah.
a happy, it makes it happy,
It's
you
nice
know.
to do nice things for each
Yeah,
other.
it's not like I'm gonna be doing
Yeah.
everything. That's not what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
Reciprocate.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it anyways.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a
You're
pleasure.
welcome. But I have one question. It's not a question, but do you have any question for me?
Any questions for you? What made you want to start podcasting?
um
And what's your favorite thing about it?
I think my favorite is getting to meet people with different mindsets in terms of
Yeah.
people come with their reality,
Yeah.
and it's like that's what I really want to, because on my show I don't be telling people what I'm gonna ask. They just sit here and I just
Yeah.
give them I just ask questions. So I
Yeah.
like the fact I'm able to meet people, amazing people like yourself, and also because I like also, I just like motivating people. And also, what made me actually start a podcast is during the darkest time of my life when I was really low. And I just thought, like, if I start my podcast, I'll be able to talk to people with maybe something that I'm going through that I might just say, and somebody might relate to it. And
Yeah, people might
also,
resonate with
yeah,
that.
and also, I think a lot of people are going through stuff in the world. I'm not saying like everything about the world is bad. There's beautiful things, but I just care about people's mental health a lot as well, and I care about people being heard. Like, so that's why I started my podcast. Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm actually glad we've been wanting to do this since.
This has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
So,
I'm glad it finally happened. It's great
yeah,
to be here.
yeah.
Great vibes, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this for a while for doing
For a
this. So
while,
it's
yeah.
It's good that it finally happened.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. Thanks for coming. And yeah, that's it, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. Your girl is hustling. Subscribe. Like, you don't get me to 1K. Please. Yeah, and also follow my guest on his platform. He sings. He's very good. Like,
Thank you.
he's very, very good. And support his career, please. And yeah, I think that's it. Make sure to share to your cousin, your mommy, your daddy, your friend, and everybody. Share my YouTube channel and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Don't say peace.
Peace.
Peace.